E-waste is electronic products that are disregarded for various reasons. Most of the time, e-waste refers to objects such as mobile phones, laptops, audio and video devices, and monitors. They're broken at the end of their lifespan or they are getting replaced with a new product. However, these objects can be recycled and often include precious materials that are very valuable. These precious materials are, for example, gold, silver, and copper. Unwanted electronics are often dumped on the side of the road where they can cause harm to the environment locally. On a bigger scale, most of the e-waste that is supposedly recycled in Western countries gets shipped to developing countries. It is legal to export non-functional goods to developing countries, but the exports are disguised as second-hand electronics. In these countries, the waste gets dumped on big waste sites where locals work to separate the precious materials from them. Developing countries do have environmental laws against dumping, but there is no one to enforce them. Sometimes the electronics get sold to people who have started businesses. Their workers break the items apart and sort the materials to be sold to firms that use them in their production. Western countries send their e-waste to developing countries because it is seen as a cheaper option than recycling it locally. The most popular and well-known locations for e-waste dumping are Ghana, China, and Pakistan. This creates an enormous environmental justice problem. Rich countries are sending their toxic waste to poor countries where people have no choice but to live and work next to the waste that is extremely dangerous for their health. Men, women, and children who are desperate for money end up digging the mountains of e-waste to find any precious materials they can. They burn away the plastic and other parts that are not worth collecting, which creates toxic fumes that spread across the region. The health risks they face are skin diseases, damage to the brain and nervous system, and damage to their internal organs such as lungs. Healthcare is not easily or at all available for the people who work on the e-waste sites. Working in those conditions will take years off their lifespan. On top of health risks, electronic waste is also a big hazard for the environment. E-waste leaks harmful materials such as lead and cadmium, and these contaminate water and soil. From the water and soil, these materials make their way into humans and animals, including cattle. Reuse, reduce, recycle. Recycling your old electronics is definitely a good thing to do, and sometimes it is inevitable, but it is not necessarily the best option. Fixing your old electronics instead of throwing them away is a great alternative. It might be more expensive than getting a new one, but the environment will thank you. You might also want to consider if it is vital for you to purchase all the newest models on the market. Do you actually need a new phone, or is your old one just fine? These are some of the ways we can generate less electronic waste and avoid harm caused in developing countries. Finding local resources is easy. You only have to type e-waste on Google and the first link will take you to the Department of Environmental Services. You can click on the link that says for residents and you can find the nearest e-waste recycling drop-off locations. You can go through this list to find the one closest to you. On the same site, you can find directions on how to recycle and dispose of the things that you don't need anymore. They list everything from newspapers to Christmas trees to e-waste.